Ah, cool. Well, the start of all these videos, I'm just like waiting, like, oh fuck, we're on. How is everyone? You've just come over from Instagram. Twat. If you've just come over from Facebook, then thank you for watching. If you haven't, go and watch that after this. So, if, like I say, if you were watching my Facebook one, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. Who have we got? We've got some names. We've got some names popping up. Let's get some more people in here, shall we? Okay, so I do try and keep the Facebook and the Instagram lives different. I've named them the same. I do try and keep them different. So if you're not on my Facebook page, go and search Uphill Battle Fitness. It's on there. The last one, I've literally just done it. I'll try some of you, because some of you will come straight from Facebook live to this one. So I won't repeat myself, but I just went over where the Uphill Battle name comes from, what started it all, and I want to know what you guys struggle with, because that's the whole ethos behind it, is the adversity that I had faced over and over and over again, getting to the peak of fitness, getting injured, back, up, and that's where the mountain idea came from, like I said on my Facebook one. So I apologise if I am repeating some of the stuff that I've just said to you on Facebook, but not everyone, it's got a different audience on here, so not everyone's just watched the Facebook one. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good week so far. Let me know in the comments. Give us a little comment. I want to know what things have you struggled with in the past or currently, or if you don't feel like putting it for everyone to see, or you want me to talk about it, inbox me it, okay? I want to know, because we all have real tough times, especially at the moment. It's not the best, is it? Let's face it, for a lot of people. You've got to stay positive with this stuff. Hi Danny, thanks for joining. Literally I was speaking to Danny earlier about how what I've just said on Facebook about how I've had a shit few weeks, motivation, inspiration, that kind of stuff, that I just felt overworked or exhausted, or just all getting to me all again. That's the thing. Hey Tamara, morning. It's 9:40 at night here, so I'm guessing it's around that for the morning for you, 8ish maybe. I was going over basically just getting out of this sort of slump, and apparently it's Blue Monday, which I've just explained on the Facebook thing. Apparently it was made by the holiday industry, to try and get you to cheer yourself up by buying holidays. So fuck Blue Monday. If you're feeling down, you're feeling down. It doesn't have to be a specific day of the year. Like Valentine's shouldn't be one day of the year. Do you know what I mean? I also do apologise if I have chocolate protein shake on my face. I don't care that much because it's good. It tastes good. But it just means you lot get to enjoy it as well. This is a pre-made one actually from Fitness Inc. sell these, but I've had these before just offline and stuff. So, I want to know what you guys struggle with, because I don't know, supply emotions of people like that. Yeah, and again, like how Kellogg's came up with the breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you sell cereal, that's a fucking brilliant slogan to come out with. You know, that mantra or whatever for people to buy into. But yeah, so like I say, if some people just jumped on. If you haven't watched my Facebook Live, when this has ended, go and watch that one. That'll make this one make a lot more sense. But I'll carry on from what I was saying on Facebook. And when you're at your sort of lowest ebb and like you're feeling like absolute dog shit, sometimes you just have to swear because it's the only way of expressing myself. So imagine this. So it's November 2016. I've just been in that car accident, and which set off my old injury, and feeling literally as low as it gets. You know, I'm drugged up to my eyeballs. I can't stand up properly. I can't without, being in severe pain. I can't. It's not that I'm complaining about how hard I've had it. It's just trying to explain to you what it was like. This is what I'm getting on to, the next point. There's always someone that's got it worse off. You don't realise how fucking lucky you've got things. And I didn't realise this. Obviously, so imagine this. I'm sat there. Literally sat there because I couldn't fucking stand up. Feeling miserable. Woe is me. I'm drugged up to fucking eyeballs. I'm feeling rubbish. No prospects. No sort of vision or no sort of I couldn't see past the next day. I was down. I was, I think everyone's experienced, depression on some level or whatever, but literally had no drive, no vision, and feeling like utter shit. I couldn't move. I couldn't twist. Made me laugh. I couldn't get off the sofa without help. And then at one point I had to sleep on the sofa because I couldn't go up the stairs to bed because I couldn't make it up the stairs. So the whole world was now this sofa. Like, people talk to me about isolation and they're like, oh, I hate being stuck in the house all day long. I've lived that for fucking ages. At least you can do stuff in your house. Like, imagine not being able to turn without being in sharp pain, or literally turning your head. Having shooting pains in your legs and all sorts of stuff. Not only was I trapped in a house, but literally in a mental cage. And when you've gone from the peak of your physical fitness, you're absolutely annihilating your health, you're annihilate, probably not the best word, but everything's on point. Your eating is good, you're getting enough sleep, you're training, I think I was training twice a day, every day, or I don't know, I can't remember now, but smashing it basically. Anyway, It's not for everyone. It's very dependent on people, but I'm not saying you should go and do that. Yeah, everything's in place. Everything's couldn't go wrong. Going from that to not being able to fucking use your feet. Couldn't do anything. Could not do anything. I remember being helped into a bath. How fucking degrading is that? Mid-20s, being helped into a bath. And like putting this out there for the public or whatever, I don't really care, because it was so fucking, you can't get your head around it. It was just something else. And this isn't some sort of fucking pity party. This is just me trying to make a point that you don't realise how lucky you've got it until you don't realise how lucky you've got everything until something's taken away from you. You take everything for granted. You've got a roof over your head. There's hundreds, maybe millions of people in the world that don't have a roof over their head. Simple things. I'm literally on not the top of the range phone anymore, because this is the top of the range one. A very expensive bit of technology, talking to you over the internet. Luckily enough, you're lucky enough to be not watching me, that sounds big-headed, to be using technology, or do you get what I mean? And it wasn't. Here's me, I'm in this fucking just absolute clip mode, like absolute shit state. I'd lost loads of weight, I was depressive, I was down, Tamara just said about being homeless. Yeah. There you go. I bet you fucking appreciate a bed, don't you? And having like a safe place to go to. I can't imagine how that would feel, not knowing if you're going to get robbed every night on the streets. Do you know what I mean? It's context and perspective. Here's me feeling like absolute shit, thinking it couldn't get any worse. I come across, and by all means look him up, I come across a Royal Marine on Facebook and Twitter called Mark Ormrod. Basically, the first triple amputee from Afghan. Pretty sure it was Afghan. Sorry, Mark, if I've got that wrong. Shit, I'm going to have to look this up now. Shit, sorry if I've got that wrong. Yeah. Thank God for that. First triple amputee from Afghan. And if you looked at some of his videos back then, I imagine they're still the same now. He's still the same guy. Who just basically, for anyone that doesn't know who this is, he's got one arm, most of his fingers on that hand. But as far as limbs go, that's pretty much it. He's got one arm. This one's gone. Legs are both gone. He's in above. This is important. He's in above the knee. By all means, someone tag him in. He can tell you himself. He's an above the knee amputee, which means he uses like a significant. I can't remember the stats. He uses so much more energy than an able-bodied, a below the knee amputee. Basically, imagine you standing on the spot, or me standing on the spot now. For him to do that, he'd be using the same energy as if I was like running on the spot. He's just doing that just to stay there. And basically, he's got a young family and all this sort of stuff. Royal Marine, I think he's down in Plymouth or wherever. Fucking hell. Just the positivity coming out of this guy. And this isn't an advert for his book or his film. I actually paid, he had a Kickstarter thing. I paid 100, what was it? I donated 100 and, was it 100 quid? 140 quid? I don't even know. I'm in the credits of his film. And madness, man, absolute madness. But basically, nothing would faze him. This guy he's got literally one fucking limb. Yes, he has prosthetics and stuff. Yes, fucking gleaming. He can, but my point is his mindset. And from what I've read in his book, from what I've from what I've heard about of him on his videos and in the documentary film he's done, his mindset is so fucking positive, and it never really altered much. So here I am. I'm sat in this chair, thinking I could be, there's nothing worse that could happen, and I see this. I see Mark on the screen. I'm like, fuck. Imagine being blown up. I never made it to Afghan. I got injured before I'd even made it out of the fucking training for it. So I was due to go that year. Imagine the head fuck that would cause of being blown up. But anyway, that really was a turning point for me, because I was like, fuck, what have I got to moan about? What have I got to moan about? Yes, I don't have great use of stuff or whatever. At least I've got all my fingers and toes, and so he's got a family, he's got people that would really fucking miss him if he didn't come back. Stuff like that. At the time, I had my family, and I was dating some fucking nutcase at the time, when I first joined the army back in 2012, 2013, some absolute fucking nutcase who told me to go and die in Afghan. Anyway, not bitter, moved on, it's in the past. But at that point, I didn't have much. I'd say nothing. I don't think I would have been that missed. But yeah, so sometimes you need a bit of perspective to see that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And I'm not trying to belittle the whole lockdown COVID situation. Yes, it's horrendous, whatever. It can always be worse. It can always be fucking worse. Don't care what anyone says. If you've got both your parents, luckily I have both my parents. There are people, I've met loads of people that have no parents, one parent, separated parents. Do you know what I mean? Brought up in foster care, broken homes. Like Tamara said, been homeless. It can always be fucking worse. We don't realise how good we've got it. And people moaning that this is what made me mad when I first I used to get real sort of rage. That's what I called it, rage. Fury about people moaning about stuff. Back 4 and a bit years ago, whatever. Before that even, where I remember walking past someone in a shopping centre, and I heard them moaning that they were on. I can't remember what it. Basically, their phone battery was dying, and it was how they were moaning about it. I could hear them. I was a few feet away. They were making out like it was the worst thing in the world. And I'd literally just turned around and I thought, you fucking idiot. What the fuck are you moaning about? You've got a phone. People don't have phones. People don't have, like I say, the luxury of having a fucking hot meal at night. And this just really, like, drove me mad because people don't realise they've got it so fucking lucky. I have it really fucking lucky. You know, like one of my best mates said to me at the time. He said, because I was gutted that I didn't go to Afghan. Basically, like the plan was to go out to Afghan. The money you get, like operational, like tour bonus and stuff. So the money I would have saved going there would have been, 12, 13 grand or whatever. That, in my mind, that was a house deposit money. My plan was I was going to buy a house, rent it out, stay living on base in the army, and then have that as an extra income and whatever else. So, and the fact that I got injured before any of that, I was more pissed off that I didn't get to go after, because I missed out on everyone else that was there went and I didn't. So I was more annoyed at that. But then, like my like best mate at the time said, you might not have come back. You don't fucking know. I mean, luckily, from what I've heard, it was a really quiet tour. But they're like, why are you so mad about the fact you missed out on it? You could have not come back at all. You could have literally, or you could have come back maimed, wounded, whatever, mentally scarred. And then that's another thing. Like, not all wounds are fucking visible. Like I use Mark as an example. Imagine, apart from the physical damage, what about the fucking mental damage of losing your limbs, being blown up, not knowing if you can provide for your family and whatever else? Do you know what I mean? Fuck me. That is a head fuck. And I don't mean to swear so much. I apologise if you are watching this. It's just one of those things. Like, people don't realise how lucky they have stuff. So I think take a bit of perspective, have a bit of a step back and just look at what, if you're moaning about stuff, because I continually have to kick myself in the arse and be like, what the fuck have you got to moan about, Alex? You've got a thriving business. You've got people shouting about you from the rooftops. People that have never even met you buying your clothing and stuff like that. Like, it's never fucking as bad as you think it is. Be grateful for what you have, not what you don't. Yeah, again, I make this analogy quite a lot, but there's always going to be someone that comes along with a bigger, better, whatever. If you, like I say, if you go and buy the latest car, in 6 months, it's going to be old news. It's going to be a newer one out, or a newer registration plate. It's going to, here's a good example. Here's a really good example. I've got this. This is one of my cameras. I've got this. Absolutely brilliant camera. Absolutely brilliant. This is the Mark II. The Mark III comes out and it has an external headphone jack and stuff like that. So now I'm like, shit, mine isn't as good as that. Or, I needed that, to be honest. I needed that feature that new one has. There's always going to be something better out there that you don't have, that you wish. Like the iPhone is another good example. Did I need the latest model Did I need, I've got an 11 Pro Max here that I might sell once I get a better case for this, but did I need, this is still a really good bit of technology. Did I need this one? Probably not, but I wanted it and I got it. But, I use this quite a lot, but the saying that comparison is the thief of joy. I say this to my dad a lot, because my dad's always looking at cars and stuff like that. And he's not long got a different car. He got a new car. And he said, and he had to have it serviced. So what they do is they give you a better car as like a lease, as like a courtesy car. Yeah. They give you an even better one. So you're like, I might upgrade again because they look at this one, and they dangle the carrot. You know what I mean? Your one is like his car, in his eyes, his car was the best one until he saw this other one. Now his other one isn't, like his one he's got isn't as good. So in his head. So again, also stop fucking comparing yourself to other people. People asking me what my workouts are, like what I do, my stuff. Yeah, that's cool, I can tell you, but you don't train like I train. You don't do the things that I do. You have a completely different life. You might have 3 kids. You might not have time to train like I train. You might not be able to afford fucking the food I have. Well, I don't know. You might have a better quality of life than me. Stop comparing yourself to others. I've gone on so many tangents today, but when I'm passionate about something, I fucking about it. Let's see. God, I've got some comments in here. Sorry about this, guys. I think I've struggled with balancing emotions past month due to coming off medication, OCD, which, yeah, super fucking hard. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. Tomorrow said about him she was homeless. More than anything, not sleeping in cardboard. Yeah, that's when I said about how you'd appreciate a proper bed, don't you? Yeah, fucking right. Be grateful for what you have, not what you don't. Yeah. Do you think you can still drown in 9 centimeters of water the same as 9 inches and never compare yourself? Yeah, no, valid point. Very valid point. Yeah, I tell you what, guys. Like I said on the Facebook Live, I want you to comment things that you've struggled with, things you've overcome, or things that you thought, fucking hell, this is the worst thing that could happen. If you don't want other people to see it on the comments and stuff, then send me it as a private message on inbox, because I want to see what you guys have overcome, because that's really fucking inspiring. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. I will catch you guys soon. Have a good fucking week, and if you need anything, you know where to find me. See you later.